Are you starting to get bored from playing the same thing over and over and over again? Well, look no further. I'm SEHSHN, and today I'm going to show you 5 simple techniques to add to your composition right now. Let's go. Okay, so for the first technique that I'm going to show you, it's a simple. Alright, so a good way to practice this one is to try to go up and down the scale by doing these short. Okay, and what I'm doing there is I'm actually stacking the first note very close with the next. So I'm going very close, not at the same time. Just it won't sound right, right? You have to go. So I'm going 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you start here, you hit this real quick, and you come back here. So it's almost like you're reaching up for a second. Reaching up to that note, and then you're going to come back down. So see how I went down the scale? Alright, so that's that first technique. Let's move on to the next. Second technique. Let me break it down and show you how to do it. You're just going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Just going 1, 2, 3 all the way up the scale. It's pretty simple actually. And when you speed it up, it starts to sound like. Pretty cool, right? So, alright, so first technique. Second technique. Okay, so you have the first, and then that second one I did is the second technique that I'm showing you here. It's subtle, but it is different. All right, so with this technique, what you're actually gonna do is you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'd say it's very important to be able to differentiate the subtle differences that you can create while you're playing. Practice that as you may. Let's move on to the next technique. All right, let me show you number 3 technique. All right, so with this technique, it's pretty much number 1, but I want to make it apparent that this does have a different sound when you do it this way, right? So when you do number 1, what you're doing with number 1 is you're actually keeping the notes very tight. So you're keeping those notes really tight with number 1. Now with this technique, you're actually going to do pretty much the same thing, but you're going to pick 2 chords down here that sound good together. And then you're going to pick 2 notes up here that also sound good. Then you're going to take your bottom note and stack it with your top note that you're going to be using. Only focus on 2 notes here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom. You're going to go bottom, top, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It seems pretty simple, but once you start to speed it up, it sounds pretty cool. So what you're going to want to do is practice going from this side and then you're going to go to the other side. as you can see, it sounds pretty cool once you put it all together. Simple technique. It is kind of like number one, but like number one, we keep it nice and tight. This one is more spread out. You see the difference? Cool. Technique number 4. We're gonna do something, of course, that sounds so simple, but once you get it down, it makes a huge difference. So, check it out. Alright, so with this technique number 4, we're focusing on your fingers being able to do this motion, but fast, okay? It's important to get down because I know some players hit this jazz, which is fine, but if you want to be able to quickly get to the top and make a statement from bottom to top, it's very important that you practice hitting this. Now, a tip that I'll give you to get this down is it is kind of a swinging motion. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, practice that sweeping motion on both sides and then get jazzy with what you can create. Alright, so final technique is muted notes. There's a couple ways that you can get your notes to sound muted, and one of them Alright, so I'm also going to show you how it sounds on the handpan. So yeah, that's tip number 5. So instead of letting the note play out, you're stopping it. Very simple. And another variation of muting the notes is, I don't know what you call that, but basically what you're doing is you're hitting the note quick, boom, and then you're pushing your hand like this across the note. And when you do that fluidly, it sounds pretty chill. Pretty cool. And the last variation that I know of the muted technique is this staccato finger technique where you basically are putting your finger on here and trying to hit the octaves on your instrument. So instead of, you have okay, you're just going like this. See my finger? You're going like this on the note. Ring finger on the note, middle finger up, and index finger smacking away. Okay, and your whole hand is kind of coming up and down to get this motion. Staccato, baby. Something like that. This variation here does kind of work on the Rav Vast, so try it out for yourself, see how it works. Alright guys, that was it for today's video. I'm so glad that you tuned in for my 5 techniques, and I hope you learned something today. And if you enjoyed today's video, give your boy SEHSHN a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel, and go check out my Instagram. If you want me to make a video on these techniques individually, let me know. If you have a technique that you want me to make a video on, let me know. Shoot me a DM, and I will definitely do my best to make that happen for you. All right. right, until next time, I hope you're all living your best lives. Namaste, session out.